help me find where to write 1/2 on the number line. She said,
first draw a line with 2 arrows.
Then she sang a song, here's how it goes. 0 to 1.
Good morning, grade 8. I just finished baking some chocolate chip cookies and I can't wait to get back to school so I can bake some for you. But while I was baking these, I was thinking that baking has a lot to do with fractions. And that's what we've been doing in math these days, fractions, and specifically multiplication of fractions. And one of the concepts that's hard to sort of get our minds around is when we multiply 2 fractions together, we end up getting a number that is smaller than 1. So I'm going to show you how we use the area model to model this, and that you'll be able to see how that comes true. And you can also use area model with your word problems. It'll be very helpful. So I'm going to model one for you and then we'll do one together. So the area model, let's start off with 2/3 times multiplied by 1/4. And what is the product of that? When we use the area model, we use a rectangle, don't we? And we often say when we're talking about multiplication, 2/3 of 1/4. So let's draw our rectangle and we'll partition it off into 4ths to represent 1/4. And I will color 1/4 off over here. So there we have our rectangle and it's representing 1/4. Now we need 2/3 of that 1/4. So what we'll do is we'll partition our rectangle off in thirds horizontally. So let's put some nice lines this way, and we need 2/3 up here. And you can see that we have 2/3 if we color off 2 sections. So I'm going to use the green going in the other direction. All right, so the product of 2/3 of 1/4 is the number of overlapping shaded parts. So overlapping, the number overlapping over the total number of parts. Total number of parts. So our product will be, our overlapping we see is 2. And our total number of parts, we have 3 in this direction, 4 in this direction. That gives us 12 full parts. So it's 2 over 12, which we could simplify if we wanted to 1/6. So 2/3 times 1/4 is 2 over 12. All right, you stop the video for just a moment. Go get yourself a piece of paper and a pencil and come back and we'll try one together. All right, welcome back. All right, the one we're going to work on together. Let's see, 3/4 times, let's say 1/5. What is the product of 3/4 and 1/5? Well, we start off first with our rectangle, so let's draw ourselves a rectangle and let's partition that off into fifths. All right, so let's partition that off into fifths. And we'll color 1/5. So you take your pencil and use however you want, or if you have some colored pencils with you, however you want, squiggly lines, whatever. I'm going to use this green marker again and partition off 1/5. So there we have 1/5. Now we want 3/4 of that 1/5. So we're going to take our rectangle and horizontally we are going to mark it off in 4ths. So easiest way I find is to split the whole thing in half, and then just split the top one in half, split the bottom one in half, and we've got ourselves pretty good looking 4ths. All right, we need 3/4 of that 1/5. So let's color 3 of the squares of the rectangles, I should say. All right, so there we have it. So we know our product. Our product is the number of overlapping sections. So that's 1, 2, 3. Over our total number of sections, well, we know we have 4 in this direction. We have 5 in this direction, so that gives us a total of 20. So our product is 3 over 20. Now, on the flip grid this week, there'll be 3 problems, and I'd like you to have a look at those. And on your video, I'd like you to, with the whiteboard or the blackboard, draw how you would represent it using the area model, and then give me a short explanation of your thinking while you were doing that. And that's all I'd like you to do this week for that. And there'll be some other links, the link to the PowerPoint from our class, And there'll be links to the song if you want to hear that again. And I hope you have a great week. And I look forward to seeing you again and bringing you some cookies as well. All right, I'll talk to you later. Good to see you. Bye.